question, which was, well, what are we going to do to replace him? Because Nietzsche believed, and I think he was absolutely right about this, I can't see how it could be otherwise. He believed that the morality that had structured Western society was predicated on the fundamental axiom of divinity. And so, like as far as Nietzsche was concerned, the whole corpus of morality was dependent on that axiom being true, or at least being accepted as true. And when that axiom was knocked out by, say, the conflict between science and religion, because in some sense that's what did it, then the whole system no longer had anything to stand on and could become entirely questionable. Nietzsche pointed that out, and then Dostoevsky said, well, if there's no God, then anything is permitted. And what he meant by that was, really in some sense what he meant by that was, morality turns into what you can get away with. Because there's nothing final about it, there's nothing transcendent about it.
Jordan Peterson is talking about here regarding Nietzsche is that the famous quote Nietzsche said, God is dead. But actually the extended quote, he talks about what will we do next. In other words, that our entire society is structured on the idea of an external deity. And Dostoevsky, the writer, he basically says that without this overriding external enforcer, what's to stop people from nihilism, from doing whatever they feel like doing, from nihilism, whereby you don't believe in anything, and hedonism, whereby you do whatever you feel like doing. And are we doing the right thing because we fear, say, the wrath of God, like an insurance policy? We better get on the right side of God just in case, because nobody knows what happens when we die? Or is there a way of self-enforcing? And so for many centuries, religions have enforced being external enforcers and external idealizations. And idealization is whereby we look at somebody or something outside ourselves and we think it better than it is. The reason why is that humans are flawed and an idealization is not. So the challenge as listed by Nietzsche, which is, if God is dead, then how can we replace God? He basically suggests we must become like God. And people thought that he meant the Superman as in a person who, narcissism. But not really. What he meant is that if we cannot have an external enforcer, we must have an internal enforcer, which means we must become that good and that idealized that we ourselves are like God. In other words, we must become very, very mature.